talk about food, 'cause it's my favorite thing to do. Every treat.
Food is something that everyone in this world has in common. It is an essential part of life, not only because our bodies need it, but it has the power to bring people together. From having meals with your family on holidays to simply just going with your friends to grab a bite to eat, food gives a reason for family and friends to stay in touch. I feel as though every family has a special meal that results in everyone coming together to eat it. Different families have different meals that could be influenced by their community or culture. Some of these meals are passed down from generation to generation, and some are created right there on the spot. The best meals are made when it is cooked with love. Not to sound cheesy, but when a meal has a special meaning behind it, or a special relationship with the cook, then it will come out better. My dad makes a special meal that has been passed down to him from his grandmother, which includes porcupine meatballs, pasta, broccoli, and rolls. This meal is my favorite because it tastes delicious, and my family always eats it together. My dad's porcupine meatballs are my favorite because of his relationship with it, which causes him to put in his best efforts while he's making it. As I walk down the stairs and smell those freshly cooked meatballs bathed in tomato sauce, I start to hear my stomach grumble. Isn't that what happens to everyone when they are about to eat their favorite meal? The feeling you get in your stomach when you know you are about to eat something you enjoy is a painful yet exciting feeling. I enjoy many different types of food and many different meals, but this one has my heart. About 3 times a month, my family sits down to eat my favorite meal. I will be sitting in my room with the door closed, but the smell of the meatballs will somehow make its way up to my room and find my nose the minute he starts preparing it. When I smell them cooking downstairs on the stove, my stomach instantly starts to grumble. When it is finally prepared and my plate is made, I can't wait to begin to eat it. My dad makes this meal with love because it was so special to him growing up. He explained to me that this recipe started with his grandmother, got passed down to his mother, and then got passed to him. When he was younger, him and his siblings would always look forward to eating this meal. He told me that, no matter where we were in the house, the second we could smell her meatballs being made, we would sit at the kitchen table with our plates in front of us, waiting for her to be done. Now he is making it for his children, and he gets the same response. Although we do not wait at the kitchen table like him and his siblings did, we still get excited and antsy the second we can smell the meatballs. He feels that it is my favorite meal because I grew up liking the same types of food as he did. He explained that we have similar taste buds, and we both love all types of meats, so we share a common enjoyment for a lot of the same food. I agree with that statement because aside from the meatballs, my other favorite food is his as well. He enjoys his mother's chicken and dumplings aside from the meatballs. I love my grandmother's chicken and dumplings too, so every time my dad and I go over her house, she makes them for us. He usually decides he wants to make his special porcupine meatballs when he has a craving for it or when me and my siblings ask for it, because it is not very pricey. He usually makes what we are feeling that night because he loves to cook, and that is something I'm very thankful for. When I called him to discuss this meal, my siblings had asked him to make it that night, so he was actually making it as we spoke. He began sending me pictures of their meals, which really upset me because I realized that I have grown up, and I do not get to enjoy his home-cooked meals very often. The dining hall makes decent food, but it is not the way my dad makes our meals at home, especially the porcupine meatballs. Since I am starting to realize that I will not be able to stay home and enjoy his meals for the rest of my life, I want to make it a goal of mine to learn how to cook it. As of right now, I am not very sure how to make the meatballs, but I asked my dad to discuss the recipe with me over the phone. In order to make this, he needs to have Hamburg, white rice, Ritz crackers, salt, pepper, poultry seasoning, tomato soup, and water. Out of those ingredients, he would make the meatballs, brown them in the pan, then add 2 cups of tomato soup and 1 cup of water. Once the tomato soup and water are added, he would stir the meatballs on medium heat for 30 minutes. Once they are done, he puts them on top of some pasta and adds broccoli and a roll to the side. A perfect meal. I learned that the reason the rice is added is due to meat being scarce during the Great Depression. People would put rice in the meatballs to puff them up in order to mask the lack of meat. Having a story like that behind the meal makes it even more special. All of the meals my dad makes are out of love, but he takes the most time making his family's porcupine meatballs. They have been my favorite ever since I was younger, so it will most likely stay that way as I get older. Over the years, I have learned that food is something in my life that can bring people together, especially families. I am thankful to have a favorite meal that is shared amongst my family.